No doors on my wardrobe. None at all. They're gone. They're just gone. I just woke up one morning and the doors just disappeared. And I've had my hair cut as well. You can see I've had a number 3 all over. And I look like John Candy from Stripes. Have you seen that film, Stripes? Awesome film. Absolutely hilarious. It also stars Bill Murray. So yeah, but anyway, again, back on track. I've got this is a video about the new rules and regulations that are coming into force in Wales from the 27th of July, and that is wearing masks on public transport is now going to be compulsory. But it gets worse than this, because not only have they taken that choice from us, because we now have to wear them, but as well, whilst you're on public transport, right? I think it's true. I think this is also on trains, but I know that this is going to be on buses, right? Not only do you have to wear a mask, but also you are not allowed to use your mobile phone. You're not allowed to eat and drink on the bus, and also as well, you're not allowed to read a newspaper. Yes, that's it. That's it, little children. Okay, kids, right? Behave yourselves now, because you're not allowed to do those 3 things. It's like being in a classroom at school, except this is on a bus, and also on trains and stuff, right? So yeah, it's just insane. It's like George Orwell's 1984. You know, I mean, yes, okay, I understand why they are doing this. It's because to stop spreading the coronavirus. But my argument is, even before this coronavirus came along, haven't we always been surrounded by germs? Haven't we always lived with viruses? And aren't there a lot more deadly viruses out there than COVID-19? And the answer to that is yes. But yet, why is it in the past we never had to go through any of this paraphernalia? Why is it we never had to go through these ridiculous syringes? Why is it we never had to do any of this, you know, paraphernalia? And why is it we never had to put up with this malarkey? I mean, yeah, so you can't read newspapers, you can't use your mobile phone, and you cannot eat and drink on the bus or any public transport. So let us break this down, yeah? Let us start with the newspaper. If I got one up here somewhere, since we're talking about it. Here we are. Here we are. Right. Right. Evening Post. It's a newspaper from Swansea, in South Wales. So it says on this article, and I will post it in the description box below, yeah, right? It says you're not allowed to read newspapers. But yet the thing I find very strange with this is, do they only mean newspapers? You know, why not magazines? Or why not novels like James Bond or Harry Potter or something, Why only the newspaper? Why is it you are only not allowed to read the newspaper? Now, yes, probably you're not, most probably you're probably not allowed to read also magazines and novels, as I just said. But it doesn't say that. It doesn't say. It doesn't say you can't read on public transport. It says specifically you cannot read newspapers on public transport. So that's got me thinking. So does that mean then that I can read other things other than newspapers on public transport? Also, as well, what if I've just bought my newspaper from the local shop? I'm standing in queue waiting for the bus, and I have no intention of reading on the bus. Right? I probably, I say I'm intended to read this when I get home or something, right? But I don't drive. Or my car is being serviced for MOT or something, right? So I'm just queuing for the bus. I'm not going to read on the bus. I'm just taking it on the bus with me so I can take home to read it. Will I then still be denied access on the bus because I got possession of a newspaper? You see what I'm trying to get at, right? When they bring out these stupid rules, it gets people like me thinking. It gets people like me analysing these rules because they don't make any sense and they don't add up. Also, as well, right, they say, right, now we are moving on to mobile phones, to my American subscribers. That's a cell phone, right? So they say you're not allowed to use a cell phone on public transport. Okay. Well, what if then you catch the bus, it's quiet, and you decide to sit at the very back of the bus to use your phone? I mean, if nobody catches you, what harm is there? But see, say if somebody does catch you, why should there be a crime? Why is it now a crime to use your own property, right, on a bus or a train? It's just all of this control and this petty control that is getting people angry. And say if the driver, right, or a snitch on the bus, right, because snitches seem to be everywhere these days. There's no community spirit at all, right? So say if a snitch sees you using your phone, right, they then tell you to stop using your phone. You rightly refuse because it's your phone and you should be able to do what you want with it. So to make their point even more prone, even more strict, they then go to the driver and they tell the driver. The driver then tells you to stop using your phone or get off the next stop. And then you refuse. Then what? Then what is going to happen? Is he forcefully going to take your phone from you? And say if he calls the cops. Well, what crime have I committed? I am using my own phone, right, that I've paid for from my own taxes, and so I should have, as my civil rights, I should have the right to use my phone, as we have done ever since mobile phones were invented. But now, because of this coronavirus that kills less people than influenza, we're now not allowed to use our phones. They are treating us like children. And I've had a gutful, right? And then you can't eat or drink because you could spread the virus. How? Okay, I mean, eating and drinking, I suppose you could because you're chewing, so saliva is coming out from your mouth. So, okay, I suppose there somewhere you could be spreading the virus, but we've always had germs, right? There's trillions of bacteria in our saliva, right? Blah, blah, blah. But if you're talking about a newspaper and a mobile phone, how are you spreading the virus there? You're keeping it to yourselves. It's not as if you're passing your phone or passing your newspaper to someone else. So how exactly are you spreading the virus that way? It makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense. It is absolutely ridiculous, and it's an overreaction. You know, if this was the very first virus, right, that has come into existence, then I could understand it, right? Because it'll be a brand new virus. It will be the very first virus in existence. We've never had anything like this before, right? Influenza, the common cold, meningitis, measles, chicken pox, blah blah blah, has never ever existed, right? So, I'm just talking about now if we are all living in an alternative universe, right? And COVID-19 is the very first virus that has come into existence. And all of this panic, all this overreaction, right, I could understand. But it's not. We've been living with viruses since the dawn of time. Well, at least since when Adam and Eve got kicked out of the Garden of Eden, yeah? Because prior to that, Adam and Eve were living in paradise, right? But say after that, right, we've had viruses, and viruses have always killed people. And they say, well, this coronavirus is killing people. People die every day. Anyway, as tragic as that is, it's true, right? People die every day anyway. And what I found out now as well, and I find absolutely sinister, is that people who have died, on the certificates, right, it's put down that they died of COVID-19, when in fact they hadn't at all. I remember when I was having my haircut, and the woman who was speaking to me, right, she was wearing a shield over her face, and she was saying, "Oh, I'm very a friend of." It was something like along the lines like this, yeah. She said something like, "My friend." A friend of mine isn't happy because my grandfather, who was 87, he died. And a post-mortem was, done on his corpse after he passed away. And he found out, and it was found that he was negative for coronavirus, yeah? So he didn't die of coronavirus because he never had it. He probably had a cancer or just old age, right? He probably just died of old age. Yeah, it was put down on the death of his certificate that he died of COVID-19. This is the obsession that now these doctors and these nurses are having, right? I know, right, to all doctors and nurses out there, I know this may come to a shock to you, but other illnesses do exist besides COVID-19. I mean, this virus is a miracle. It has some kind of superpower, because since this COVID-19 has come about, all other illnesses have just miraculously disappeared, it seems. Because now anyone who comes ill, they must have COVID-19, apparently. It's absolutely insane. And yeah, you can't wear, you have to wear a mask, and I tell you, it's absolutely, it's just an overreaction, a total overreaction. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I've had my rant for the evening. Please comment, please subscribe. Please don't hesitate to share this video. Please don't hesitate to subscribe to that button. And God bless you all in Jesus' name. Amen.